Sort of, maybe. You know what? Let me explain. In a lot of the self-improvement channels that I've been looking at, I tend to notice that many of them are against the idea of playing video games in general. Like the fact that you're playing video games, you're playing video games, you're wasting your life, dude. You're wasting your time. You're going further and further away from your goals. The fact that you're playing video games right now, oh boy, man, you're wasting your time, man. You should not be playing any of this. You should not be even indulging even a second of your time into video games. What the hell are you doing? And while I can understand what they're trying to say, I like to think that the idea of how devilish they make video games out to be is a bit nonsensical. Of course, ideally in your world, you should not even be indulging into video games for a second. Of course, you'll be getting closer and closer to your goals. So in an ideal lifestyle, you do not want to indulge into video games, period. But how possible is that? It's like I might as well start saying you cannot drink anymore. Oh, you should not be going out to parties. You should not be indulging into clubs. You should not be watching TV shows. You should not be scrolling through social media, period. Like, you should not be doing any of this. All of these things definitely get away from your goal, but moderation is key. Of course, video games is a form of escapism, right? Like, when you're playing a game, you're basically getting yourself out of life for a bit in order for you to delve into a new world where you are a different character and you are exploring a different realm that isn't, real life. Now, if you're playing video games for 5 hours a day, or if you're playing video games like right after you work or right after you get things done, then I think that there's a bigger problem than video game addiction itself. I think that you may actually be using video games as a form of coping mechanism. Because of course, sometimes real life can be tough. Okay, we understand that. Life can kill us. Life can bring us so down, and it's understandable. But we cannot let video games decide our happiness, manipulate us into thinking that we are living a terrific life. Video games really enhance your dopamine senses. If you've noticed, things in video games are very easy to do in life. They're played in a way that allows you to be relaxed, allows you to just sit back, cool down, and just explore a world with leisure, comfort, relaxation, building character and leveling up from level 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to level 50, 100. It's easy. It's repetitive because you know what to do. You know exactly what's going to happen. Life is unpredictable. Anything can happen in life, but a video game, everything has been coded from A to Z, exactly how things will be pursued. Of course, occasionally games can be hard sometimes, right? But let's be honest here, video games in general are way easier to deal with than life in general. And that's unfortunate because it gives people a false sense of accomplishment. Video games can make you feel accomplishment very easily. They've been designed down to the core to make you feel like, oh, it's so great, and you want to continue going, oh, you've been leveling up your character, oh, you've been able to conquer this dungeon, you've been able to conquer this level, oh, this is amazing. It makes you feel great. It's dopamine boosting. But in real life, it's so much ups and downs, and it could be discouraging. But the thing is, real life is you. You are real life. The reality is you. The main gateway to everything that you have in life, even playing video games, is you, yourself right now, your body, your mental health. All of those things are critical for you to do pretty much anything in life. If that doesn't work, what do you think happens? You won't even be able to play video games. You won't even be able to do what you want. And that's the trap that video games can put us to, or any sort of thing that can get us addicted. It definitely feels fun to indulge in these things at the moment, but eventually you suffer huge consequences. You haven't been taking care of yourself. You actually haven't been giving yourself what you needed, and thus it becomes harder and harder for you to want to go back into helping yourself, giving care to yourself, because it's a lot easier for you to just delve back into video games, delve back into something that's comfortable. But I mean, actually, I don't play that many video games. I actually just play like 1 hour a day. I just play 1 hour a day. Like, bull crap. Can you actually time yourself next time you play video games? Like, time yourself. Actually put a timer and actually see how long you've been playing games, or actually look at the time when you start playing the game and you finish playing the game, and actually be real with yourself, because an hour of time playing a video game once every while, that is completely fine. Why would that be a problem? If you've actually achieved your goals, you actually did what you got to do, you know what? Go on ahead, play video games. What is important is that you get your goals together before you actually indulge yourself into any sort of entertainment. Now, reason why I don't want to discourage the idea of playing games completely is because sometimes people need it to sort of have some leisure to keep themselves going. And that might be like you. And I can understand that very, very well. I was like that back in the day as well. And heck, you know what I would say? I was probably a lot worse before too. I used to be addicted as hell to video games, especially as a kid. Oh Lord, I was addicted. Oh my God. I remember when people used to show up, come by home, and like, I remember when guests would come by, people of my age, right? And this is when it's the time to, kind of communicate with them, play with them, like when I was like maybe 9-10 years old, I'd actually like just sit in a corner with my Game Boy Advance or with my Nintendo DS Lite and just like play games there while everybody else is just having a good time. I'm not joking. Like, instead of facing my freaking social anxiety, yeah, it was social anxious when I was a kid. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna delve in back and play with my video games. No Nobody disturb me, please. And I was still addicted to video games even later on. Like, I could remember a couple of years ago, I used to play some online games back in the day. Like, for example, like Uncharted. Oh my god, Uncharted. I used to play the hell and back out of that game. Uncharted 3 multiplayer. I would stay up late, sometimes until 4 a.m. to beat people or to play some team deathmatch games. It was fun. Of course, it was fun. It wasn't fun tomorrow when I woke up with crusty eyes and dehydrated skin because I didn't have proper sleep. But hey, it was fun. But then as I actually grew up older, like I ended up realizing that yeah, video games are fun, and I will still enjoy video games. Like I'll still actually go on ahead and play video games from time to time, more so socially. Like, you know how we say, oh, I socially drink? I socially play video games, as in like I don't actually like to play games by myself. I don't want to play, you know, a single player game by myself in the corner or online games. I actually prefer to be present with other people while we play games. Maybe it'll be at a party or an event and people will be playing Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers. Hell yeah, I'll be playing that. Like, you know, of course, if I go to a party and I see people playing Smash Brothers, of course, I'll take a controller, main Pikachu, and beat the crap out of everybody there. I'm just kidding. I'm not even that good, to be honest. I still love them to some degree. Like, believe it or not, I still listen to video game music. I actually still listen to them even while working out, even while doing my studies, anything. I actually still listen to them. Like, something about them, about video game music, actually allows me to be in a trance. You know, like, they've really actually perfected, like, what I've noticed about video game music is that they really put you in a sort of state where you're so focused at the task. There's no lyrics, there's nothing really going on too much other than the music itself, and it makes it really nice to listen to actually get some stuff done. So you over there, you might still be passionate about video games. You might still love to play video games. And let me tell you, I understand that because I used to love playing video games. I loved the hell out of video games when I was younger, but now I've got goals. I've got lots of other great things to get done. I'd rather hang out with people, for example, go out, build bonds with friendships than to play video games. I'd rather be with my family, stay with them, have some laughs than just sitting in my own corner and playing with my Game Boy Advance or something. Now, if there's something I would really recommend, if you're playing a lot of video games, right? And especially online video games where you take the time to build the hell out of your character, you know, level them up, to get them the best gear and everything. Start actually leveling yourself up. Start actually putting that effort and energy to yourself. You know, at one point in time, when I was addicted to video games, I kind of started to motivate myself a lot getting stuff done by actually looking at life like a series of side quests. You know, I put my video game music on, you know, like just to make it feel like, oh, I'm still in like in this video game zone. And then actually what I would be doing is I would look at everything like a series of side quests. Oh, okay, so getting out of bed. Okay, so then I was like, okay, getting ready for the morning. You get like any stuff done, like, oh, okay, assignment done, work done, hung out with friends done, or like anything. If you do anything fun or exciting or, you know, productive, anything, you kind of just improve. Instead of actually just incrementing a bunch of bits to basically increase the level of a character, you actually providing good value towards something that is priceless. Think about how meaningless sometimes it is to level up a character. Literally, like, to go from level 1 to level 2, it requires hours of work, but really, in a programming standpoint, it just requires the game to remember that, now your character's from level 1 to level 2, that which can be like, that's just a number change. That's really nothing. That's really insignificant. Versus building yourself, yeah, of course, it requires work, but dang, like, that's something you can brag about. That's something that's priceless. So think of it that way. Level yourself up. You are the gateway to life. Your body, your mental health, everything is a gateway to your life. Actually focus on putting value and effort to that. And of course, on the side, you've got time, you build your goals, you build your career and everything like that. Sometimes occasionally there's this new game that comes out and you just want to play a little bit, you know, just have a little bit of fun. Go on ahead. Honestly, go on ahead. Don't trouble yourself. Now, let's actually go back and answer this question. Is video games bad for you? In a sense, it is. Whether you like it or not, it is not great for you because it doesn't provide that much value to you in the grand scheme of things. But of course, we sometimes all need that level of entertainment, that level of enjoyment to let us keep us going, right? Sometimes we're at a moment in our life where we're really sunk down because of multiple events that occurred that just brought us down. And sometimes we just need something to just get us back up, right? And video games can be that answer for you. Though always keep in mind that indulging too much into video games is not a good idea. It's a double-edged sword. It's providing you some good sense of entertainment, but it's also getting you away from your goals. So keep that in mind and make sure you have a good balance that is keeping you very, very happy. Well, I guess I'm just going to end it by saying, you know best. You know how to spend your time more efficiently than anybody else in the world. Actually be honest with yourself and actually look if spending time, the time you spent playing these games, is it actually meaningful? Is it actually valuable? Is it worth it? Or can I actually improve myself? You be the judge. That is it for me, everybody. Take good care of yourselves and remember, keep your life exciting.